Hey, this is Jay Nicholas for the Oregon Fly Fishing Blog and the Glare of the Lights. We're going to do who knows how many flies here, and wish us luck because we're experimenting with this lighting system. Okay, I'm going to get started now. The fly we're going to do here first it's a Silver Hilton, but it's not just a Silver Hilton. It's a very low water Silver Hilton. I know this fly is not a mystery. We won't talk you any fancy new materials, but a fly tied this size, let me reach around. Here is what I'd call a normal small summer steelhead fly. You can see how much smaller it is. This makes a great trout fly too. So without yapping further, I'm going to get going here. The hook I'm using is a TMC 3761. It's a size 8. By the way, this is one of my favorite flies fishing the town lake for hatchery summer steelhead. And I think it would be a very good fly fished in lakes for trout as well. Now I get to talking and I forget what I'm doing. I have a grizzly saddle hackle here. This happens to be from a Magnum saddle patch, which means they're fairly wide, and I'm going to strip off a little bit of material here for a tail. The Silver Hilton is a fly that's been around for decades. Pinch that there, tie on the tail. Been around for decades, been catching summer steelhead for decades. It catches trout really well. What do the fish think it is? I have no idea. Not going to venture a guess, but it's very subtle. This is black ice dub. Peacock ice dub works very well also. I'm putting a little bit of cement on here. Now you probably noticed me putting on a piece of copper wire. That copper wire is the Silver Hilton is normally tied with say an oval silver tinsel rib. I'm only putting in that copper wire to help secure this ice dub, and it can help me shape the body a little bit as well, but it's not really for show. It's not really for flash. It's just to tighten things up a little bit. Go around that thread a couple times. Now, I don't always do that, but I am today. Don't ding me points just because I do things differently sometimes. Now, it's really difficult to get good feathers to tie very small wings. This happens to be, I think this is a Metz grizzly hen cape. I have a couple feathers. There's one. Here comes the other. Sometimes, I get these materials all pre-prepared so I can go fast, go quickly. But I want to show you that it takes some, by the way, it really has taken me some doing. Most of my flies that I tie these days are like big intruders and salmon flies. This seems microscopic to me, even though it's a size 8. That's about how long I want the wings. So I'm going to grasp there. I'm going to trim. I'm going to strip hackle fibers off, and then I'm going to see how it looks. A little bit longer than I like. So I'm going to strip a little bit more. Now, pinching them between my thumb and forefinger, I take a loose wrap and then tighten up. Now I gotta check it out. That's about the way I want it. And those wings are up nicely. I'm going to put a little dab of cement there. Whoops! Come back. Now, where is my saddle hackle? Here it is. I'm going to even that up because I used the tail there, a bit for the tail. I'm probably going to wind on about this much material. Now, you don't have to use a saddle hackle. You might be able to, by the way, this hackle point would be great on a larger size silver Hilton. I'm lost for words here. The tricky part about tying this fly is, I'm going to fold the hackle here. That's going to help it. The tricky part about this fly is to tie a very delicate fly. It's not too heavily hackled. The hook is light. It's just that little size 8 nymph hook. And I may put 3, 4, 5 turns of hackle on here. The hackle I've chosen is kind of soft. It's not really a dry fly hackle. I like a fair amount of hackle as long as it's not too much. Now, by the way, I'll admit I pretty much made that cut by feel because my eyes aren't good enough to see in there very well. I'm using an 8/0 Vivus thread. Very strong. On a fly like this, you could use a 10/0, perhaps even a 12. Now I want to make sure that my thread doesn't bunch up, so I'm going to put a needle in that loop and slide it up like that, tighten it. Now some people just go ahead and snap their thread off. I'm not that brave. So I reach in there and trim it. And I'm really happy with the way this fly has turned out. I'm going to rotate it. Get cement all around it. Okay, here we have a low water Silver Hilton. This fly would be tremendous on the Klamath, on the Upper Rogue, and I think it would be a good trout fly in a lot of lakes. Thank you. I hope you've enjoyed this, and hope you get out there soon.